Yeah, so you get to the Giants. How quickly do you realize this is not like college football?
Very quickly. I'm going against Justin Tuck, O.C. Umenyiora, Jason Pierre-Paul. They had just won a Super Bowl 2 years prior. Tom Coughlin is the most respected coach in the NFL at the time, and he was a scary guy to play for. You did not want to disappoint him. You definitely didn't want to disappoint Eli Manning, who was the king of New York at the time. And I was thrown right into a starting role. I started day one, and my first game against the Dallas Cowboys on primetime Sunday Night Football, I look over and it's DeMarcus Ware. And that is my welcome to the NFL moment. And we proceed to have 6 turnovers in that game, and we lost at the very, very end. But that was really when it hit me, when I was around all these guys that I grew up idolizing and having on my Madden teams. Now I'm playing alongside of them, and I'm responsible for protecting Eli Manning. That is when it dawned on me that the importance of my job.
Do you have any good Tom Coughlin stories? Because I remember hearing one a while back when he retired. I forget who it was on the team. It might have been Tuck or someone like that. Basically posted and was like, as a captain, I tried to get to the facility so early. I got there at 6 a.m. Your car was there. I got there at 5 a.m. Your car was there. I got there at 4. Your car was there. I go to touch the hood. It's cold because you slept there the night before. Like, this guy was just a workhorse. Was that the feeling inside the facility as well?
He was the most intimidating coach I've ever played for. Maybe it was because he had the 2 Super Bowls at the time, but the way he carried himself in that facility was just the utmost respect that every player gave to him. And he earned that through hard work, through sleeping at the facility. We started out 0-6 my rookie year, and people are starting to call for Coach Coughlin's head. And every day he was the same exact person. And that's taught me very valuable life lessons. You wear the same socks every day. Not the same exact pair, but like we wear team issued gear every single day. You show up 5 minutes early to everything. You know more about your opponent than they know about themselves. You do things the right way all the time because that is a reflection of how you live your life. And if it wasn't for Tom Coughlin, I don't even like saying Tom Coughlin, Coach Coughlin, I wouldn't be the man that I am. I wouldn't be the father, the husband, all of those things. So I could only give a hats off to when we left that building, we were better for being around Coach Coughlin. And that is something that I think every man that's played for him would say first and foremost.
So I'm a Giants fan, so I'm allowed to say this, but you went through some shitty years, obviously, with the Giants. I mean, you talked about it. You came in after they had won the Super Bowl 2 years prior. And the last, it feels like a decade now as a fan, has been kind of off and on, right? There was some playoff years here and there and good moments, but certainly less good than great. And what's it like being a player in that environment, right? Especially in a city like New York, everyone talks about, oh, the media is really difficult. The fans are difficult too.
Yeah.
And it's not like you guys don't want to win. I mean, every day you're going out there and you're competing for your job and your paycheck and for your family and things like that. What is it like in the building when there's just continuous, negative publicity piling up on you guys?
It's tough. I mean, I was a first round pick, so there was pressure on me like, hey, Justin, we drafted you to get back to the playoffs. We went 8-8 the year prior, and that was a catastrophic failure of a year. We've drafted you to get back to where we want to get to. So I felt that pressure tremendously. I felt that pressure to help Eli Manning finish his career the way he should have with playoff berths, with contention in the playoffs. And it wasn't in the cards. Like it was like they won the Super Bowl and then like drove off a cliff. Every offensive line that was a part of those historic runs was all gone after my rookie year. Every single one of them. There was no like easing one guy out, like Chris Nee, Dave Deal, Kevin Booth, David Boss. Every single one of them had like career-ending injuries in 2013, and they were all gone. And we had nobody to replace them. Then Eli's sitting back there. He's a sitting duck. Then we have a spark in Odell Beckham, and things start to trend in the right direction. And we have coaches that are getting fired. So it was when it rains, it pours. I tell people all the time, New York media is tough, good. Like, I love that. That's what makes it so much better when you win games in New York City. You have the ability to change the trajectory of your life by playing for the New York Giants. I came back to the New York Giants last year when they were 1-4 because I knew what it would do for the rest of my career, having gone and played for the New York Giants and being a New York Giant for the rest of your life, having that tied with you, the ability for success and how much that amplifies you. So when anyone talks about New York City, this is the one piece of advice I will give you. Look the media square in the eyes. Look the fans square in their eyes. Tell them exactly what it is. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try to point the blame to somebody else. Either you're going to have a job or you're not. You can't lie your way out of it. The NFL is such a cover your ass business. oh no, I'm not to blame. It was this guy, without actually throwing him under the bus. They let you know it was the coordinator or it was the quarterback. Own up to your shit. Talk to the fans, be real with them, and they will love you. And that's what I did last year. I didn't have great games at times. I looked at everybody right in the eye and said, hey, I didn't play well. I'm coming here to try to help the New York Giants get back to where they once were. And if you go with that mentality, it will serve you well in the long run.
Yeah, so you're a first-round pick. You play, a handful of years with the Giants. You become a free agent after, I think they extended your fifth-year option. So you play the fifth year, then you become a free agent. You had an injury coming off of. You decided to go to the Cardinals. Was that just a sense of like, the Giants don't want me anymore? Or was it, hey, I can go get the most amount of money with this team over here, so I'm going to go do it?
Yeah, Giants didn't even offer me a contract. So Dave Gettleman came in. He wanted a different style of offense. He wanted to get 330-pound offensive linemen. He wanted to draft Saquon Barkley. And this is when the business of football was first introduced to me. The Giants didn't even give me an offer. Dave Gettleman never even extended me a phone call. I was coming off injury because I switched positions 3 times in the season for the Giants. If we were playing Von Miller, I was playing right tackle. If we were playing Aaron Donald, I was playing left guard. It was like Pee Wee football shit that I was doing for the team. And I was told by Jerry Reese and Ben McAdoo, like, hey, we're going to get your deal done. You're our best offensive lineman. You're the most versatile guy we have. We're going to get your deal done. And when everyone gets fired, all promises are gone, as you know, in anything in life. And they end up moving on. And I'm like, all right, now it's time to go to the highest bidder. This is business. I'm a mercenary at this point. And went to Arizona. I didn't want to go to Arizona. I wanted to stay in New York and be a Giant for life. And it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I loved Arizona. I loved my time in Arizona. And it was great for me to kind of get out of, I'm from the Northeast originally, so it was good to get out and spread my wings a bit. My wife and I moved out here, started a family. So it really changed all the dynamics for the better in my life.
So I don't know who else was you were considering as a free agent, but was there any discussion around like, like if you had a checklist of things to go through when you're a free agent? I assume, especially in the NFL, given the career span, money's probably at the top.
Yeah.
But like, what else is on that list, and what went through your mind when making that decision?
Obviously, the ability to win would be huge. The taxes.
But the Cardinals weren't very good, right? So was it just like the money was so much better there than elsewhere?
Yeah, the money. There was a chance I was going to go to Indianapolis to the Colts, and I actually was sitting in the Arizona Cardinals facility, ready to sign the documents. And Chris Ballard called my agent and said, hey, is there any way? We just lost out on Ryan Jensen, who ended up going to Tampa Bay at the time. And he said, is there any way we can still sign Justin? And we said, hey, we want Jensen's deal with the guarantees. I'm not visiting the Colts. If you want me, this is what it's going to cost. And this is the same year they hired Josh McDaniels, and also he left and went back to New England. So I think it was Chris Ballard at the time, to 2017. Yeah, it was Chris Ballard. He's like, look, we just got embarrassed with this whole Josh McDaniels deal. If I sign you to a deal sight unseen, no physical, this could blow up in my face and I'm going to lose my job. So you have to come. You have to take a physical. I'm like, I'm in Steve Keim's office, the general manager of the Cardinals. We kicked Steve Keim out of his own office to call the Colts and try to get this deal done. And I'm like, you know what? A bird in the hand is better than not having one at all, whatever that saying is. So I ended up signing the deal with the Cardinals, but I almost was an Indianapolis Colt. They end up drafting Quentin Nelson, number 2 overall. I think it worked out well for both parties.